Hello guys, welcome to my channel HUI Tutorials. In this video, we will see how we can handle the HTML dropdown using Selenium WebDriver. So in our earlier video, we have already discussed how we can handle basic HTML controls like text box, radio button, checkbox, button, and hyperlink. So this video, we are mainly focusing on the HTML dropdowns. So what is a dropdown? Dropdown is a HTML controls which provides options for user selection. Okay. So it has some options in it and user can choose one option out of multiple options. So how many types of dropdowns are available? So there are two types of dropdowns. First one is single selection dropdown. So this looks like this. So you have a dropdown. When you click on that, it expands so that you can select the options. So once you select the option, it will automatically collapses. Here you can select only single option. Okay. Even though you press Control or any other key, you cannot select multiple options. So that is about single selection dropdown. So the next one is multi-selection dropdown. So that looks like this. So it will always open. It will not be like this. So here basically only this much portion will be opened, and when you click on that, it will expand and show all these options. Okay. But here it always in the expanded mode only. So here you can select multiple options. So how you can select? Basically for selecting one option, we simply click on that, right? So for selecting multiple options, we need to press Control key and then click. Okay. So let me show you this in real time. So here I'm using one website, that is hvitutorials.com. So in this website, you have a menu control. So in menu control, you find Selenium practice, mouse over on that one. Then you find drop downs. Just click on that one. So this page we are going to use for practice purpose. Okay. So here I have one single selection dropdown and I have one multi-selection dropdown. So in single selection, if you see, the dropdown looks like this. So when you click on that, it expands. Okay, so that you can select one option. Once you select, it will automatically collapses. So in the multi-selection dropdown, you can use click operation if you want to select only one. Then other than this option, if you want to select another option, like multiple options, then press Control, then select. So now I press the Control, so I'm selecting this. See, I'm able to select multiple options. So the deselection also is a similar way. You should not directly select one thing. If you want to deselect this Eclipse, press Control, then click on this Eclipse. So this Control key is used for selection and deselection also in the multi-selection dropdown. So this is about the single selection and multi-selection dropdowns. So let's see how we can handle them using Selenium. Okay. So let me open the Eclipse. So I'll create one class file here. I'll name this class as dropdowns. I need a main method also. So here is my class file. So here I'm going to use Chrome as a browser. Okay. So let me first initialize the browser. So I'm using WebDriver Manager for setting the Chrome browser libraries. Okay. So if you don't know what this syntax is, you can watch my previous videos. Then you will get to know. So here it is asking me to import the WebDriver reference. So what I will do, I will just maximize the window. Then I will open the URL. Okay, so here our URL is this one. So this is the page that I want to go to. So I'll navigate to this URL first. So after that, first we'll see with only the single selection dropdowns, then we'll go to multi-selection dropdowns. Okay. So let me inspect this element first. So this element has ID. So the dropdowns tag is always a select tag. Okay. So these are the normal dropdowns, guys. If you have some other tag like div tag or some other tags, then those comes under bootstrap dropdowns. Okay. So that we will discuss in another video. So here we are going to discuss about the normal plain HTML dropdowns. So the plain HTML dropdown will have the tag name as select. So if you expand this, you will have all the options here. So this is the HTML syntax, guys. So you have a select tag, and inside that select tag, you will have all the options. So between the options, you have the text. So this text is called visible text. So this is the text that you can see here in the options. Okay. So here another attribute is there, that is value. So this value is used for internal purpose. Okay. So the next one is index. So you cannot see the index here. All you need to do is you need to simply count. So this one is 0 index, this one is 1, this one is 2, then 3, then 4, like this. Okay. So this is the HTML syntax for the dropdown. So this element is having ID. So let me copy this ID. So first I will create one web element here. Okay. So how we will do? First we'll create one variable for web element. So I'll name this as, we are handling course name, right? So I'll name course name element. Okay. So then we use find element for the finding element. So I have the ID. So I'm using the locator as ID. So till here we have the element. So next what we have to do? So unlike other controls, you cannot directly use the drop-down methods on top of this web element. Selenium is providing us some methods to handle drop-downs. Okay, so those methods will not be available directly on top of web element reference. So first you need to convert this web element reference into one drop-down reference. So how we will do? Further, Selenium is providing us one class called select. So when you type select and press Control space, here you can see. Sometimes you see two classes here and sometimes three. Okay, it depends on what jars and all you have imported. Okay, so here it is showing two classes. So one is from org.openqa.selenium. So by this package name, you can say this is obviously from Selenium. The other one is com.sun.org.apache. So this might be from Apache or it is from Java, right? So here we need to use the first one, that is from Selenium. So I'll name this dropdown as course name dropdown. Okay, so I need to create the instance for this select class. And while creating the instance, you need to pass the element for which element you want to create this instance. So I need to create the instance for this course name element. So I'll pass that here. So this course name dropdown is the reference of the actual dropdown. Okay. So on top of this, you have all the methods. So let me show you course name dropdown dot. So when you put dot, you can see all the methods that are available for this dropdown. So for selection, Selenium is providing us three ways. Okay. So if you see here, select by index, select by value, select by visible text. So as I said, like you can select the value based on the index and the value which we have seen in the options as an attribute. So that value we can use, or the visible text that is available in the UI. Okay. So that visible text also we can use for selection. So similarly for deselection also we have some methods. DeselectAll, deselectByIndex, deselectByValue, deselectByVisibleText. So the next one is we can get the options also. Okay. If you want to see what value is selected in the dropdown, then you can use this get first selected option. And there is another thing called get options. So it will fetch all the options available in the dropdown. Then if you want to select only the selected option in the multiple selection dropdown, then you can use this get all selected options method. Okay. So first we'll see selections, then we'll go for getting the values. Okay. So I'll use first this select by index method. So if you see here, this select is at 0 index, then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So first I will do one thing. I will select Java by index, then I will select .NET by text, okay, the visible text. Then I will select Python by using value. So let me do all these things together. So if I do immediately, you don't see the difference. Okay. So what I will do, I will give some thread.sleep so that you can see the difference while it is changing. So I'll give 3 seconds. Then next I will use value. If you see here, select by value. So here we are selecting Java. Okay. Then next one is, you can see that is .NET. So .NET value is net. Okay. So copy this value. So here we use that. So this will deal with .NET. Okay. So the next again we use some thread.sleep. So again course name dropdown dot select by visible text. So we need to pass the text. So here we will select Python. Okay. So this is the visible text. So I'll pass this visible text here. So I'll just make a comment as this is for Python. Okay. So I'm not going to close the browser so that you can see the difference. Okay. So first Java should be selected, then .NET, then Python. So let me execute this program. So the browser window is opened. Now it should navigate to the web page. So it is navigated, and you can see first Java is selected, then .NET is selected, then Python is selected, right? So this is how we can select the values in a single selection dropdown. So let me close this browser. So now we have seen how to select the values, right? So I'll just comment here as selection. Now we will see how to select the values in the multiple selection dropdown. Okay. So I will say multiple selection here. So I'll simply comment these things because I don't need them to show this multiple selection. So for multiple selection, we are going to use the different dropdown. So that is this one. So here, how you can identify whether a dropdown is multiple or single selection from the UI and from the code also. So from the UI, if your dropdown looks like this, it is mostly a single selection dropdown. And if it displays like this, it is a multi-selection dropdown. Okay. So you can confirm that in the HTML code also. How? So if a dropdown is a multi-selection dropdown, it will have one attribute called multiple. So this will be set to true. So this means this dropdown is a multi-selection dropdown. So now this dropdown has one value, that is IDE. So let me copy that and create one web element here. So this is IDE, right? So I'll say IDE name element driver.find element. I'm going to find out this element by using ID. So this is the element. Okay. So just like how we did for single selection, here also we need to create the drop-down reference. That is by using select class. Select. So here I'll just copy this underscore GD. So new select. So I need to pass this element, right? So I'm passing this element. So now I have the drop-down reference. Okay. Then I need to select the values. So you need to remember one thing, guys. So when you are selecting the values from the code, basically you don't press any key. By default, your Selenium will identify whether the dropdown is a multi-selection dropdown or a single selection dropdown. So based on that, it will automatically press the control key for you. Okay, so let's see how it will do. So we are going to select the values in this one. So similar way, like we use all these three methods and we will select the values. Okay, so select by first index. So here the first index is Eclipse. Okay, so when the website is loaded, there will not be any selection here. So first I will select the Eclipse. So Eclipse is 0 index. Then I will give some thread.sleep. Then next I will select by value. So the value is, next I will select intelligent. So the value is IJ. Okay. So again thread.sleep. Next, the last one is select by visible text. So which ID we will select? We will select, okay, NetBeans. Okay. So the first, second, and fourth values we are going to select. So let's see. So you can see first Eclipse is selected, then IntelliJ ID, then NetBeans. So you can see we haven't specified any way to press the control key, right? We haven't specified anything like that, but it is using that control key and selecting the options. So manually, if you see, like if I select without control key, only one option will be selected. But Selenium is selecting multiple options for us. So how it is doing? So it internally verifies whether the dropdown is a multi-selection dropdown or a single selection dropdown. So this is how we select the values. So now we'll see how to unselect. So I'm just keeping the same script here because once we select, then only we can unselect, right? So I'll simply add this thread.slip here also. Then we will use the unselect options. Okay, so that is meant by like deselect. So in deselect also you have four methods. Like you have selected using index, value, and visible text, right? So all these three are also available in deselect, and you have another thing called deselect all, which deselects all the options that are selected in that multiple selection dropdown. So anyway, we will see one by one this index, value, and string. Okay. So I will do one thing. It's just a name change, right? So I will just copy these things. I'll paste it here, and I will add deselect for everything. So in the similar order, like how we selected the same order, we are just simply deselecting them. So let me execute this. So first Eclipse is selected, then IntelliJ IDE, then NetBeans. So now Eclipse is unselected, then IntelliJ IDE, then NetBeans. So this is how you need to select and deselect the values from the dropdown. Okay. So that's about like selection and deselection. So guys, these are the methods that are available in dropdown. So we have seen all these methods like setting. We can select by index, we can select by value, we can select by visible text. And so in deselection also, we have almost seen all the things. So now we'll see these get methods. Okay. Get options, get all selected options, get first selected option. So the difference here is this get options will give the all available options in the dropdown, irrespective whether that is selected or not. Whatever the options that are available, all the options will be returned. Okay. So in get all selected option, it will return only the selected options. So this is mainly useful in multiple selection dropdown, obviously, because so in the multiple selection dropdown, you select multiple values. So if you want to get those selected values, then we use get all selected options method. If you want to get a single selected item from the single selection dropdown, then we use this get first selected option. So let me show all these three here. So I'm going to comment out this first one itself. I'll simply select the Java only. I'm not doing all these things. Okay. So here also, I'm not going to deselect the things. I'll just select only two values like Eclipse and IntelliJ. So let me use those methods. So first one is course name, right? Course name td dot get. First we'll see what are the available options for this course name. Okay. So we use get options method. So what this get options method will return? It will return list of web elements. Okay. So I need to store this in list of web element. So I will say courses. So I'm changing to this. I will import list that is available from java.util. I'll say courses available. So let me just print all these options. Use for each loop for printing here. So from these options we are selecting, we are getting each one option. Then we use get text method to get the text for that option. Okay. So before this, I'll simply print something like this. Courses available. Okay, so here I'm going to print each and every value in one line. I'll use get text method. Okay, so the similar way we will write the code for get all selected options also. So the get all selected options we are going to use on this IDE. Okay, So I will say IDE selected. So it will print the IDs which are selected. Okay. So the last one is only the one option. Okay. Selected option. So that is, we need to use that in course dropdown, right? Okay. So here I just forgot. I need to change this to IDE dropdown, right? So course dropdown dot get first selected option. So if you see here, it is written in web element. So we need to use the get text method here to get the text. So I just put this entire thing in sysout. Okay. So I'll add one extra line here for everything. So I'll just add this line so that you can see the differences. Okay, so let me execute this piece of code. So what it should do, here it should print all the options. Okay, here it should get only the selected options from the multiple dropdown, and here only the selected option from the single selection dropdown. So let me run this. So I think the execution is completed. You can see here. Okay, so in the console you can see. So these are the options that are available in courses, right? So if you see here also, select Java, .NET, Python, JavaScript. So all the five are available. So we used get options method to get these options. So it will retrieve all the available options for you. So the next one is selected options. Okay, I think I have done some mistake. Okay, so here we did not change this method name. Okay, get all selected options. Okay, so this is the method. So let me execute one more time, and this time I'll do one thing just to know. After the execution, we will just quit the driver. So the execution is completed. So let me check out this one. So you can see this used get options method. So retrieved all the options available. So this used only the selected options. So we have selected Eclipse and IntelliJ only. And this used to get only the selected option from the single selection dropdown. So Java is selected, right? So it is retrieving Java. Okay. So this is how we set the values in the dropdown. Then we get the values from the dropdown. So I hope this video helps you guys. If you have any questions or if you have any feedback, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
I hope you enjoy this session. If you like this video, please hit the like button and also share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.